just got a text message, or actually, someone responded to social media asking questions about a TO. Should he, let me pull this up. He said, should I, if I don't have the right car for somebody, should I always do a TO? My answer was yes. Every single time you need to get someone else involved. The reason why is because I can't tell you how many times that I TO'd a deal, a prospect for a salesperson that they're like, we don't have anything. And like me personally, as a manager, it was a pet peeve of mine if my salespeople let people go without me talking to them, even if they felt like we didn't have anything. If we just sold the car that they wanted or anything, I wanted to talk to them before I left because I have the utmost faith in my abilities that I can turn something around, that I can share something with them. I can get them excited. I can do anything and everything that I need to do to get a sale. So this guy, his name is, we'll blank out his name for now, and we'll ask him if we can use his name at the end. He's working for a BMW dealership. And let's call him. And I'll go in death.
Hello?
Lorenzo.
How you doing?
Every day is a blessing. And you?
I'm great. Yeah, can't complain. Same here.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Well, I can't, super excited to get you on the phone. I'm going to share some knowledge with you absolutely free of charge to help you grow your business. And that's what it is. You know, you work for somebody, but it's ultimately your business. So, all right. So you said you're selling about 11 and a half cars per month. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And you started, you said in August?
Yes, sir.
All right. So, so that means that this coming up August will be 1 year, right?
Correct.
Okay, perfect. So the first month, the second month, are your numbers going up, or have you just always sold around 10, 11 cars a month?
So the first month I had 7.5.
Okay.
Then the next month I had 11. The next month, 7.5 again. Wait, August, September, October, 11, November, I had 7.5 again. And then December, I hit 15.
Oh, congratulations, man.
Thank you.
All
Yeah, it was
right.
a good month.
Yeah. So, all right. So a couple quick questions, because this is going to kind of tell me how I need to help you map out your day. How many cars do you all have on your lot?
We have 87 used and about 20 something new, 22.
22. Well, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. So you got 110 cars on the lot. Okay. So how many do you all sell per month? About 100, roughly speaking?
Anywhere from 80 to 100.
80 to 100. Perfect. New and used both. So and how many salespeople?
We have 9.
9. Okay. So y'all are selling roughly speaking about, 10 or so, roughly speaking each. Okay. Perfect.
Okay.
Now, you mentioned to me the first time the comment is, do you need to get a TO for every single person, even if you don't think that you have what they want? Is that right?
Right.
Okay. So let me ask you this. Why don't you think it's a good idea to TO every single person? Why is there a reason why you don't think that way, or?
So most of the instances that I'm thinking of, they're on the line. They're either not receptive to the information I'm trying to get from them, or a little standoffish. Regardless if I'm asking them about what they're trying to get into, or if I'm just asking them a couple of feeler questions, like getting to know them a little bit. So I feel like if I'm like, hey, let's go look at some stuff that we might have coming in or something like that. Try to get them in the office. I feel like they either shoot it down or they're like, no, it's okay, it's whatever.
Okay.
I feel if I go inside and say, hey, manager, can I TO these guys real quick? Just they don't see anything they might like on the lot, just to TO them.
Okay, so
I feel like that might give them an open door to just either just drive away or get less interested.
Okay. So it sounds like to me you need to get further along in the presentation. And how do you, because you can't just go right into the dealership just asking for a TO. I mean, you can do
Right.
that, but in my opinion, you're going to be way more highly effective if you can get further along in the sales presentation. Now, let's talk about that. How can you get further along in the sales presentation? So when you first meet someone, when you greet them, is it typically outside or is it typically inside?
Outside.
Outside. Okay. So when you first go up to them, what do you say?
Hey, my name is Tony. Welcome to BMW Tyler. I can be of assistance.
Okay, perfect. So that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. I would do it with a lot more enthusiasm. Hey, this is Lorenzo with, BMW. Super excited that you came by today. You know what? You've made my day. Let me ask you this. I see that you pulled up in this. Are you wanting a bigger one, a smaller one, or about the same size vehicle? You need to ask them a question right out of the gate like that. And,
Okay.
something like that, or you can do a completely different approach. That one works great because it gets them, it's like an open-ended question where they need to start telling you what they're looking for. Just, like what you said is when you go shopping and you're just walking around the department store and someone comes up to you that works there and they say, hey, how can I help you? What do you usually say?
No, nothing.
No, thanks.
Just
I'm
looking.
just looking, right? So
Sure.
by asking that question, how can I be of assistance? You're kind of just putting yourself from a weak standpoint in the terms of like how can I help you? I would do it completely different. I would do it that approach, or like my goal when I was selling cars, it was always to make the person laugh or smile within the first 60 to 90 seconds. How can you do that? You have to be able to relate to that person. You can, again, with a lot of excitement, you need to introduce yourself. Oh, in that car that you just pulled up in, you know what? I used to have one of those myself, or one of my mom used to have that type of car. And you know what? She's had great luck with it. What's been your experience? Or you need to ask something to get them talking, but you have to relate to that person. Like up here where I'm at in Louisville, Kentucky, a lot of people wear Kentucky or Louisville like apparel, shirts, hats, license plate frames. What city are you from?
Texas, Tyler, Texas.
Tyler, Texas. So you need to, whether it be their shirt, their hat, if they're big and like all buff, that's something, you have to say something right out of the gate to get them to kind of just like you. And if you do that, then you're going to get way further along in the sales presentation. And what I mean by that is this: you just have to build a friend right out of the gate, get them to like you. And this is what I would do. I don't want to walk the lot with them. I don't want to spend a ton amount of time just not really knowing what they want. I would immediately, after I get them to like me, I would say, let's do this, take control, let's do this, I've got a great idea. You're Do you all sell mostly new or used?
Mostly used. We
Okay.
sell more used than new.
Okay, the reason why I was saying that is this is because I noticed you said you have 22 new and you had mostly used. So because the used market is so different versus new, meaning if you if you sell more news, this is our inventory. You can kind of tell me what you want. But if you're selling used, you know what? We get a ton of inventory in. Let's do this. Follow me this way, and I'm going to help you get the perfect vehicle. I like to say that just because who doesn't want to get the perfect vehicle? So introduce yourself with a lot of enthusiasm. I've got a great idea. This is what I like doing is I like to sit down with people and truly understand what you want. And you know what? My goal is to help you get the perfect vehicle. How does that sound? They're like, that sounds great. Follow me this way. And then as soon as they come inside, you need to sit them down. You need to pull out their chairs. You need to get them a cup of water or something to drink. Don't ask them, just do it for them. And then sit down, grab a piece of paper out, and then you need to say, all right, and while you're doing this, you can't just fire question, 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 question. You've got to give a little bit of information about yourself to get that person to like you as well. So when you're sitting down, you need to tell them a little about, you know what, I've been doing this for 5 months now. I absolutely love it. I'm a people person. I get along with everybody. So just curious, I noticed you pulled up in that kind of car. Do you want to get a bigger one? You want to get a smaller one? You want to get an SUV now? You want a truck? What's important to you? and get that person to tell you, and then you start taking notes. And whatever they tell you, you need to come from the standpoint of like, you know what, I'm going to help you get that. That just needs to be your kind of like what you're getting to these people, what you're going to help them do, and that is get them the perfect vehicle. So write it down on a piece of paper. Are you pretty good knowing your inventory?
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. So whatever they tell you, if they tell you like, I always started off with like one of the are you wanting a sedan? Are you wanting an SUV, a truck, a minivan? Well, I want a truck. Perfect. You're probably open to all brands, right? And they're like, nope, I only want Fords. Or yeah, I'm open to all brands. Okay. Now, is engine size or four-wheel drive important to you? No, I'll take anything. Perfect. And then at that point in time, you need to literally know your inventory. Well, this is what we currently have. So let's do this. Now, are you going to be trading that car in? Yes, I am. Perfect. Tell me a little bit about that and get them, go ahead and start doing all of that. And then if they're like, yeah, no, I'm not going to trade it in. Well, perfect. Are you going to be paying cash or financing it? Okay, perfect. You're going to be financing it. Is there a sort of monthly payment that you want to be around? I want to be at $500 a month. Perfect. So I'm going to get you all kinds of different options in that range. Also curious, how much money are you going to be putting down and how is your credit? You're not going to get the credit app, but you're at least going to ask about that credit. So in my opinion, you need to work on your presentation of how to get control and how you can literally get them inside. If you can get them inside and you can get them seated, then you're going to get way further along in the sales presentation. And also by taking notes and them seeing you taking notes, then what that's going to do is it's going to like, dang, this person's really listening to me. Yes, they're paying attention to me. And then that builds value in yourself. So, immediately when I sit down, I'd write their name, I'd write their phone number down right out of the gate, just so if they leave, God forbid, you at least have a way to get in contact with them. And then once you start asking questions, you write all of that down. You should know your inventory, or you can always go to your manager and you can say, this is what they want. What car should I show them? Or what car should I show them? And then when you go out there, I've got the perfect vehicle. This one's going to, and you don't have to tell them everything about it, but I've got the perfect vehicle. I'm going to go get it real quick. I'm going to pull it up for you. Give me just 2-3 quick minutes.
Yes, sir.
Does that help?
Yes. Thanks.
I think by, again, just from what you told me, just as soon as they walk in the door, that's where a lot of your TOs happen, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you need to work on your presentation. Are you good with rebuttals?
I'd say I'm fairly good. I wouldn't say I'm the best closer in the world, but I'd say my closing rate's pretty good.
Okay. So what's the number one rebuttal that you hear?
Number one is probably more like they're just trying to bargain, honestly. It's really like top of the line, get me a few thousands off, and that's probably the one I struggle with the most because I mean, obviously me and my manager want to hold the gross, but of course I can say no to the ridiculous offers and ask them where they're coming up with that number and walk them down from there. But a lot of the times it's just people that are, I don't know, I guess I'd call them stubborn and just want to get the best bargain.
Okay. So do more people out there pay cash or finance it?
Finance.
Okay. So that's what, and when you all present numbers, do you typically give a Foursquare or do you give like a full breakdown? Okay, you do a Foursquare. You know what? I like your dealership even better. All right. So you need to make it a goal where you win at least three of the four boxes. If you can win 3 of the 4, you're going to make money. If they beat you up on all of the boxes, then you know what? You have no one to blame but yourself, meaning you need to get stronger, meaning you need to do everything. So, all right, the top left box is going to be sales price. So do they try to beat you up there? Do they try to beat you up at the money down? Do they try to beat you up at the monthly payment? All of them or what?
Monthly sales price.
Monthly and sales price. Okay. So monthly. So when someone says, you know what, I want more money off, you know what, I am happy to do that for you. And you know what, who doesn't want to get more money off, including myself? Before I sold cars, I would always come in there and you know what, I do the same thing. And let me assure you that I promise you, I give you my word, I'm going to do everything in my power to make everything work. How does that sound? And then, you know, it's a statement, but it also agrees with them. And it also gets their guard to go down. You don't need to just start fencing right out of the gate when they say that. You need to say something that is heartfelt that gets them to say, all right, that sounds good. And those words do sound good because it's worked for me for a decade. And then you need to push it off to the monthly payment. And let's just say, well, I want it more. Well, let me ask you this, because including myself, when I buy cars, I finance them. I'll never pay cash for the cars. What kind of monthly payment do you want to be around? I never say what monthly payment do you want to be at. What a payment do you want it to be around? Well, I want to be at $600 a month. Perfect. And let's just say your pencil comes out there and you're at $700 a month. Mm-hmm. Next thing is I would do right out of the gate, $700 a month, and they want to be at 6. And they're like, well, you know what? I told you I want to be at 6. Well, let me ask you this. There's a few different ways you can handle this. Can you afford $3? They're like, yeah, I can afford $3. Well, let me say this. For $3 more a day, you can get in that vehicle. You can drive home in that vehicle for $3 a day. So let me rephrase that. For $3 a day, is that the type of vehicle you want to drive around? Is that the type of vehicle that you can envision yourself driving? They're going to be like, yeah, congratulations. Or if they say, no, I just can't do that, then again, you can go back to monthly payment. So let me ask you this. And I always, you know, whenever you say, let me ask you this, it always kind of, it sets, you know, when someone says your name, you pay attention. So when you say, let me ask you this, they very much pay attention versus just asking a question. So let me ask you this. And they're like, you know, this is something that I used because you know that you can't get the $600, or you might be able to, but you don't want to give up all your gross. Let me ask you this. So this is what I can do is we can send over an application to the banks. And what I mean by that is the monthly payment is $700 a month. How close to that number can you get? And the reason why I'm asking that question is we're going to submit an application over to the bank, and they're either going to come back with a green check mark, meaning they accept your offer. It's going to come back a red X, which we know what that means, or it's going to come back like a orangish/yellowish color, and it's going to say counter offer. They won't do the $650, but they'll do $678 a month. So let me ask you this. How close to that $700 can you do? And then they might say $650. Well, let me ask you this. Could you do possibly $670, $675? If I can get them to do that, would you do that? And you're always bumping. You're always getting to push. You're always, you know, you mentioned earlier in the text that, you know, sometimes you give them kind of false hope, meaning you just accept that number and write down whatever commitment they give you. By doing that, I would always kind of, you know, tell my salespeople, don't do that, because you're giving them false hope. And if you give them false hope and then you tell them that you can't do that, then they're like, all right, well, I'm just going to go to the next place. So try to avoid giving them false hope and use that line that, you know, how close to that can you do? And then what I'll do is I'll submit an application over, or we will, meaning me and my manager, and we'll see how close that we can do that. But always, and here's another thing to kind of go off. When you do the Foursquare, do you get a commitment that they'll buy right now before you give them numbers?
Explain that one more time.
All right.
So what we do is we get the worksheet and present them the numbers. If they have a counter offer, that's where I get my commitment from.
Okay. So when you were filling out your Foursquare before you give it to your managers to write in the numbers, do you ask them, if I can work everything out, would you buy it right now?
No, I guess I don't ask them that then.
Okay, so this is what
probably should.
Yeah, okay. The reason why you need to do that, it's going to tell you right then before you present numbers. You know, if they say yes, you know what? I'm already envisioning it, you leaving in this vehicle. So let me get to work for you. I'll be right back. And you get them to kind of envision them leaving, driving off the lot in that new vehicle. If they say no, well, let me ask you this. If we can make everything work, why would you not want to buy it now? They're like, well, I got to check with my wife. Okay, well, how long have you been married? Well, we've been married for 30 years. You know what? She probably knows that you're here right now, doesn't she? Like, yeah, she does. And you know what? Being married 30 years, and congratulations. You know, are you married?
I'm not.
Okay. Me, myself, I'm personally not married, but you know what? I've got a girlfriend or a fiance of a long time. And you know what? We very much trust each other. You and her probably have talked about what kind of monthly payment you all want to be around, right? And you always ask that question and then kind of agree, right? And they're like, yeah, we have. Well, let me ask you this then. If we can make everything work and get in that number, your wife trusts you, obviously. So if we can make everything work, she would probably be on board because she trusts you, right? And they're like, yeah, she does. All right, perfect. Well, let's do this then. Let's go ahead and make everything work. And then you can drive home in that new vehicle and you can show it to her. How does that sound? And a lot of times, you just have to keep pushing in a nice way and they will literally just say yes. The average sale is made on the fifth, sixth, or seventh attempt on average. Sometimes it takes more. So by not just giving up right after they give you an objection, that's what you got to keep pushing for. Like what I would like to do with you, the next time you hear an objection, whatever it might be, text me. Like they said this, and then I'll help you overcome that. And then also is I'll email you a list of rebuttals free of charge. And it'll be literally every single objection that you hear, there will be a way to overcome that. How does that sound?
Oh, great.
Awesome. What is your email?
It is X C C X ANTONIO
So
at gmail.com.
So XCCXANTONIO.
Mm-hmm.
So XCCX Antonio.
Correct.
Perfect. And what's the end of it?
At gmail.com.
At Gmail. Perfect. So I will send that right out to you. It's like 61 different rebuttals that you can overcome objections with. And out of this whole conversation, there's two things that you need to work on. Number one, you just need to work on your make a friend right out of the gate. Don't ask that question, how can I be of assistance? So you need to make a friend right out of the gate. And then right after that, you need to always, and this is more, the other one's more important because then it'll get to this next step, and that is always get a commitment before you give numbers. And if you do that, then up front, then you know what, you got a good shot at making a sale. Or they're going to tell you up front before you present numbers that this is the objection that you have to overcome before I sell it. But by just giving numbers to all kinds of different people, you don't know what they're going to say because you're not already prepared. Meaning, by asking that question. So don't say, if I can work out all of the numbers, because then it sounds like you're negotiating. What you need to say is, if I can work everything out, would you buy it right now? Not today, because then they can say, I'll come back later and buy it. But if we can work everything out, would you buy it right now? And you need to, and if they agree to that, get them to sign, on that Foursquare on the very bottom where it says like, on your Foursquare, does it have like a place that they can sign at the very bottom?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What does it say to the left of that? If all terms and figures are agreeable, I will buy today.
Shoot, let me find it real quick. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
basically that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Don't use that exact terminology, because again, if you read that, if I can agree to all numbers, would you buy it? That again just sounds like you will negotiate. You don't want to give up your gross, because then that takes money away from you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you need to just word from word. If we can work everything out, would you buy it right now? Or if I can work everything out, would you buy it right now? And you need to say that every single time before you give them numbers. And then if they say yes, you need to immediately, all right, go ahead and sign right here. And I'm going to go to get work. I'm going to go to work for you, and just picture yourself, you leaving in that car today, and then wish me luck, and then walk off and go get numbers. Or if they say, you know what, no, I got to talk to my wife. I got to go back to work. I'll help you overcome all kinds of objections. So whatever you hear, just start texting me, and I'm happy to help you out.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Law.
Did this phone call help you?
Oh man, that's fine.
Yeah. Most important, those two things. If you focus on those two things, You'll absolutely kill it. And then also, I'm going to send you like a friend request. Are you on Facebook?
Don't have Facebook. Maybe Instagram.
Okay. What's your name on Instagram?
It's TONI
Okay.
underscore underscore CHAVEZ.
CHA.
V as in Veronica, easy.
Okay. Shop as. And curious, why don't you have a Facebook?
Well, the one I got a new phone like a year ago, and it had like an old email, old phone number, and I just haven't been able to log back in. And when I started here, I made another one so I could post like cars and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it like booted me out for I can't remember what the reason was, but I guess it thought I was a fake account, and it just booted me out.
Okay. Let me tell this to you. Okay. Facebook is the number one source that you'll get way more deals, more than TikTok, more than Instagram. You'll get way more from there if you do it. So, like something that, so I just started following you, okay, or I just requested it. So if you can do that. Also, are you on TikTok?
No, but I'm about to be. I saw y'all's podcast this morning, and I was like, yeah, I definitely need to start doing something like that.
Okay. So this is what I highly recommend. You need to go all in on social media. You need to have a Facebook account. Every single day, you need to post 3 different cars on Facebook Marketplace. You need to do an educational video, meaning like a walk around of a new BMW, a walk around of a used car. Every day, you need to do at least 3 social media, at least 3 or 4. And if you do 3 or 4, you'll kill it. And then so you got to think of it this way too. So you sold 11, 7.5, 7.5. First one, 7.5. So you've sold 15, 22, 33. You've sold 40 something cars, correct? 40 to 50. Okay. So have you gotten any referrals from them?
No.
Okay. So referrals need to be at least 20% of your business, at least 15% at a bare minimum. So every single person that you come in contact with, when they buy, do they typically have somebody with them?
Most of the time, yes, sir.
Okay. So here's another tool that can help you out get another deal or so a month. Whenever you make a sale, you need to immediately, once they do the preliminary paperwork, before they go in the finance office, after preliminary paperwork, you need to look to the other person and say, now it's your turn. What kind of vehicle would you like? And okay. I promise you, it works. Like, it doesn't work every time. It's not like that. But if you do that, you will, like, once every other month, once a month, you will get somebody to say, all right, cool. Because they're so excited that their friend just bought a car, or their husband or wife, they want a new car as well. So if you do that every single time, not sometimes, but every single time, it will work. And then on top of that, like, I can only imagine that when you're making a sale, you probably don't post all of those sales to social media, do you?
No. Most of them go to, I guess, the dealership's website.
Okay. But here's the thing, that helps the dealership. That doesn't help you. I mean, it does in a very small, minute way. What you need to do is you need to get on Facebook, and that needs to be I've gotten so many sales from Facebook more than anything else. Need to get on TikTok just to make all kinds of cool videos. And then I'll share your stuff as well. And then on top of that, like every single sale, and I mean every one, immediately once before they go into finance, you need to become friends with them on Facebook. Like most people have Facebook, and become friends with them. And then not afterwards, but before they go to finance. And then after they come out of finance, congratulations again. And then immediately you need to say, would you do me a favor? 90% of people, if not higher, will say, yeah, I'll do you a favor. When you get home, would you please just write a very nice just review about your experience? Would you do that for me and just tag me in the post? And they're like, yeah, I'll do that for you. And then you need to immediately take a picture with them, meaning just them in the car. You need to, as soon as you get done with it, go ahead and upload it and tag them in it. And by doing that, all of their friends are going to see that they just bought a car. And immediately afterwards, like probably later that day, you need to like all of the congratulations. Some people get 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 different congratulations. You need to like every single one of those. And then you need to send that person a friend request. And then you need to send them a text message saying, you know what, I helped your friend get this brand new BMW. I would absolutely love to help you upgrade your vehicle. And I promise to give you the great experience that they had as well. My cell phone number is this. If you would like to upgrade your car, please give me a call. And by doing that, you're going to have some people say, you know what, I would like to upgrade my car. And you're literally just broadening your audience. Do you get internet leads or how does that work?
Everything.
Okay. So
internet, phone apps.
Perfect. So how many internet leads do you get a month?
Oh,
a lot?
Quite a few. A lot, yeah.
Like 50, 100?
I'd say 50 to 80.
Okay, 50 to 80. That's good. So, all right. So this is the way I look at it is if you get 50 to 80, that's anywhere between 5 and 8 deals a month if you're at 10%. So you need to track your internet closing percentage. So imagine this, if you sell 10 cars a month and every person knows at least 5 people, that's another 50 people that you can reach out to. So you just doubled your lead source, meaning if you got 50 a month and you get another 50, you just doubled your leads, meaning you should double your sales. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
So you literally just went from 7 cars, 10 cars to 15 or 20 different cars by using social media, making cool videos, getting them to tag you and send you a good review and all of that. So if you do those 3 things, I promise you, next month, because it's the end of this month, next month you'll sell high teens, if not 20 cars.
Yes, sir.
So make a friend, make a sale right out of the gate. Always get a commitment before you give numbers. In social media, all in.
Yes, sir.
How does that sound?
Sounds great.
All right. So when let me ask you this. Can I, because I've been like filming a video, can I push this to social media since I helped you out for free?
Of course.
And I'll tag you in there too. And then on top of that, you can, because I talk very fast because I'm very enthusiastic about sales, I'll tag you in the video as well. And then you can watch the whole thing again because sometimes, you know, I talk so fast, it's hard to write everything down. So you can watch it again and I'll tag you. And if you save my number, and I'll save yours as well. And then we'll each and every day when someone says something new to you, just call me or text me and we're going to help you get to 20, 30 cars a month.
I love it. Yes, sir.
All right, big dog. Have a good day and kill it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye.
So that guy reached out to me, and just by getting to know him and his daily habits of what he does throughout the day, I picked up 3 main areas that gentleman will, in my opinion, as long as he does it, he'll sell 20 cars a month. And if he does that, he'll make a lot more money. So if you like that, advice, if you like me just doing this, please like this video, share it with somebody who can benefit from it. Reach out to me. My phone number is 502-802-9469. I look forward to helping everybody. And something that I've always said, believe in yourself, because I do.